have to look at God's word to see what does God say about us.
Yes. 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 For me, when you talked about self-esteem, oh, I lost mine. I lost mine. I lost mine. It was so bad that I got to the point where I wasn't seeing anything good in me.
Mm.
I didn't even consider myself as beautiful anymore. So when I go out and people look at me and tell me, hey, you're beautiful, I'm like, okay. I don't accept it. I don't believe it. I don't see myself to be beautiful. No
Mm.
self-esteem.
Mm.
I wasn't even strong enough to talk to people, counsel people. I couldn't even do that. Couldn't do that. So I didn't believe that any good thing could come out of me anymore. So that kept me in this position. So and gave the manipulator more power to keep manipulating me, to keep using me because I was here.
Yeah.
Okay, I felt like, oh, as far as church was concerned, he was the most important person in church. So I felt like because I'm close to him, because I am having a sexual relationship with him, that made me feel important. So I felt like if I leave, if I pull out of this relationship, I wouldn't feel this, I wouldn't feel this, I wouldn't have this privilege anymore, and all that. So self-esteem, it's a matter. In fact, I can spend a whole day talking about it. People who are victims of abuse lose their self-esteem, and because of that, that makes them porous, that makes them more vulnerable to more abusive situations. Because narcissists, manipulators are able to spot this thing, they're able to recognize it. And when they do, they keep exploiting it and using it to their advantage.
Yes, yes, yes. I definitely can identify with the low self-esteem because I had it myself because of the sexual abuse, didn't appreciate, who God created me to be because that happened at such a young age. My God, Jesus. So how would you recommend handling the situations about physical, mental, sexual, or emotional abuse? How does one handle that or get out of it?
Seek help. I'll just, in one word, seek help. Anybody who is going through any form of abuse is already helpless. Because at that point, you don't even have the energy, the strength to pull yourself out of that pit, to pull yourself out of that situation. You can't even think straight enough to strategize positively, in ways that can help you or help yourself out of the situation. So at that point, you are incapable of helping yourself.
Yeah.
So I'll say seek help. First of all, go to God. I remember days when I would sleep in an uncompleted building alone in the night, and I would just keep crying and crying and crying and asking God to help me. Because I couldn't help myself. I had no one to help me. And at that point, I was already out of my father's house. I left my father's house at a very young age. I think I wasn't even up to 16 when I left my father's house. And so that exposed me to more abuse, to situations where, in fact, most of the rape situations I found myself in was because I wasn't at home. I was out sleeping on the streets. I mean, literally, I had to sleep maybe in shops and all that. I had no home. I had no protection. And because my dad was so blinded by religion, to him, he was trying to be a father. To him, he was trying to, instill discipline. But he was exposing me to these situations.
Jesus.
So I didn't even have a person to talk to. I had no father to run to and say, hey, look at what is going on with me. I had nobody. So at that point, the first person I went to was God. I had to cry to God to help me. I did. And he did. And then secondly, like I said, before I began to expose what was going on with me, or the situation I found myself in, I had to talk to professionals. Because like my own situation, he was threatening me. He told me severally that if I ever tried to speak up, he would kill me. And I got so threatened, so scared that in dreams I would see him with a gun shooting me. Severally, I had dreams where I saw him with a gun shooting me here at my forehead. So I was terrified. So I knew that if I just launch out and start talking, he would kill me. Wow. He will. So I had to talk to professionals. So I had people. First of all, I went to my spiritual authority, a man I consider my pastor and all that. After I left, I had to leave the church. I had to, God connected me to another man of God who was just everything one would ask for.
Amen.
In a spiritual father, he was just there for me. So, dear listener, or anyone out there who is watching this show, seek help first from God. Secondly, talk to a professional. You can reach out to Ivy Caldwell. She has been through these experiences. She knows how you feel. She understands everything that's going on with you. She understands. So talk to her. Reach out to a professional. And then secondly, you have to, like I said, seek professional support. Yes. You also have to build a support network. Yes. Because what I had to do was, I had to look at all the people around me. And so I asked myself, who is mature? Who is really my friend? So I was able to identify them. And then I had to confide in them. Hey, this is what I'm going through. This is the struggle. These are the things I'm going with. I need your help. And so I had people in my life at that point in time who were supporting me spiritually, who were praying for me, who were pumping in spiritual words and encouragement into me. Hey, I'm here behind you. I'm here. You can always talk to me at any time. So I was sure I had certain people in my life that when I feel overwhelmed, I could just go into the inbox to cry. I could just call them on the phone and cry. And I had people who understand me, who were there to support me. So create a support network. Look at the people around you. If you have no one, then look outside of your circle. You just have to have a support system or support systems around you. All right. And then another thing that helped me was the fact that I was a visionary person. Yeah. At 13, God had told me explicitly the things he had in store for me. Wow. God had to tell me. He told me how my future was going to be. He told me who I was going to marry. He told me the responsibilities he had for me in future. So those times I told you I used to sleep in uncompleted buildings. I had several visions. I had dreams where I had experiences. So in as much as physically I didn't have the energy, I didn't have the strength, I didn't have the self-esteem to keep me in that situation or pull me out of it, but spiritually I had a picture in front of me. I had a future. It was so real. I knew the things God told me about my future. So friend, if you're not connected to God, this is a time to turn to God and then ask him, what are the plans you have for me? What's in store for me in my future? That is what is going to keep you in the days when it looks like it's so dark. That picture might be the only shiny thing you see at the end of the tunnel. All right, that's what kept me. I had a vision. So I had something to live for. Yeah. Someone said, if you have
All right. So she said to first seek God.
Nothing to live for, then you have nothing to live for. I would have died a long time ago if I had not. And then you've got to take care of yourself. I told you, Ma'am Ivy, there was a time when I had no value for my body.
Yes.
I had no value for myself. I had no value. I didn't consider myself beautiful. Because of all the strains my body, I didn't appreciate my body. And go to the spa, have someone give you a good massage, all right? Buy beautiful products and take care of your skin.
Yeah.
You would notice that usually when you go to the salon and have a good hairdo, you just feel good about yourself, all right? So personal self-care is part of what will help you on your journey to wholeness. It's really going to help you. It's going to help you feel good about yourself, and that's part of the healing process.
Amen. Amen. This was very good. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down. So if you find yourself in a place where you are around someone that is constantly, I can't really think of a word, like dogging you, saying you're no good, and they just make you feel horrible about yourself, it's time to seek help. You're going to seek God first. Seek professional help. You need a support system, a vision.
Yes.
If you don't have a vision for yourself, ask God to give you a vision. Give your life to God. Yes. Cry out to God. Ask God to save you, deliver you, and clean you up, to heal you from the inside out. And He can do that for you. And most importantly, because you have been surrounded by people that don't appreciate who you are, you take care of yourself. Start learning how to appreciate who you are, because you are beautiful, you are handsome, you are courageous, you have strength within you. There is so much in you. God has a plan and a purpose for your life, but we encourage you on today to connect with God, get in a relationship with God, so that God can love on you when you love Him back. And God just pull out of you all of those beautiful gifts and talents that He has inside of you, because you do have value and you do have worth. Yes, that was good right there. Those points, and we thank God for that on today. What would your message of hope be to someone who needs to break that code of silence?
My message of hope will be, break that code of silence.
That's it.
There is no, you have to expose it. Someone would say, evil thrives in secrecy.
Yes.
Once you keep covering it up, it will keep growing stronger. It will keep overwhelming you. It will keep killing you to the point where you realize that you no longer have a life. In fact, some people realize on the other side of life, some people commit suicide, some people die in the process. So you can't afford to keep quiet for your life's sake, for your future's sake, and for the set of people that God has raised for you to reach out to. Because the truth is, what you are experiencing is going to be a lifeline for someone tomorrow. It might seem like you are helpless. It might seem like, Ma'am Ivy, can you imagine? Can you imagine the number of people your story is reaching out to? But I know that when you were experiencing it at that time, and when you were going through the healing process, it seems as though, hey, I'm all in this alone. I have no one to help me.
Yes.
I feel helpless. But now your story is so rich. And because of that, people listen to your story, and then they gain this strength to move on, to keep living, to fight this thing.
Yes.
So whoever is going through any form of abuse at all, you just have to expose it. And like I said earlier, don't just rush out blindly. Okay, it can cost you your life, especially if the person who is abusing you is a dangerous person.
Yes.
All right. And I know that might be one of the reasons why you're keeping quiet. Hey, he said he's going to kill me. If I speak out, it's going to kill me. He's so powerful. He's so influential. He's so good to people. And you know, one other thing about manipulators is the fact that out there, they are so good. They have a perfect image out there. And no one is going to believe your story when you start talking about them because they are so good to people. Some of them, they are so good in what they do that they put out a good show. All right. They put out a good show. All right. But you just have to seek help, like I said, seek professional help. If you need to go see a lawyer, a human rights activist, you go ahead and do that. They would guide you on how to, speak out on how to get help. All
Yeah.
right. If you need to go see the police, if you need to, you just have to all talk to your pastor. If you're in a church and you believe that the man of God or the person that God has set over you is mature, is deep in the word and all that, talk to somebody. All right. You just have to seek professional help, but you cannot afford to keep quiet. You just have to expose it. There is no two ways about it, because what happens is that when you speak out, you are already on the journey to wholeness.
Yeah.
When you speak out, somehow you begin to feel this, you begin to see possibilities, you begin to feel this hope.
Yeah.
You begin to feel this hope that you're going to come out of it. All right. So expose it. You have to expose it. But through the right channel. All right.
Yes, yes. Amen. Amen. And realize that you cannot heal from what you do not reveal, confront, acknowledge. You must expose it. Open up your mouth and expose it. And as Anita was saying, that is when you will begin to get your strength, your voice, and your authority back. Amen. Amen. All right. When you hear these 4 words, what comes to mind? And I will repeat them if I have to. The first one is refined, refreshed, renewed, and restored.
Okay, when I hear these 4 words, each of these words convey a sense of positive change and improvement. It conveys a sense of positive change and improvement. Like the word refined implies something that has been made elegant, okay, through a polishing process. So what that means is that whatever experiences you are going through, those situations can either make or mar you, all right? When gold is mined, it usually looks dirty, usually looks filthy, all right? But then it goes through the refining process. And then when it's a finished product, everyone, in fact, not just everyone, a particular set of people in the society would be the one who afford it. All right. So refine simply means something that's going through a polishing process. So when I hear the word refine, it simply means it makes me feel that the experiences I had was actually used to refine me. Those are some of the solutions that were mixed together, all right, to refine me. And then when you use the word refreshed, suggests a feeling of revitalization, all right, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, it has to do with being renewed, I think, or being made anew, all right? So part of exposing the things you're going through is that one of the first feeling you're going to have is that you're going to feel refreshed. It's more like for the first time you're breathing fresh air, all right? You just feel so new on the inside. You just feel so enriched on the inside, all right? So it's very important. When I hear that word refresh, that's what comes to mind. And then restored simply means trying to mix. I used to tell people, no matter how damaged you think your life is, you can be restored.
Yes.
You can. If a potter can pick up a vessel that is broken, and you know the beautiful thing about being damaged? You know the beautiful thing about being broken? The beautiful thing about it is that you don't come out the same. You come out looking more refined, more beautiful. because when the potter picks up that broken vessel, usually they don't make the same old vessel. All right. They turn it into a whole new design. They turn it into a whole new product. So you come out more refreshed, you come out more refined, you come out more beautiful. Look at me. Do I look like someone who was gang raped? Do I look like someone who was sexually abused? Do I look like someone who was physically abused? No, I don't look it. When I tell people my story, they say, you. Oh, no, you don't look like it. Yes, I don't. In fact, if I show you my picture, a picture of what I used to look like then when I was going through that experience, you wouldn't believe it, Ma'am Ivy. I look more refined, more refreshed. I look more beautiful now. All right. When I see these 4 words, it's more like an encouragement to me and to everyone out there who has gone through any form of abuse. You can be restored. You can be refreshed. You can be refined into something beautiful. You can be refined into a spectacle. You can't. Don't give up on yourself yet. God hasn't. Life hasn't given up on you. When you wake up every morning to see a new day, what it means to me is this is an opportunity to be better than I was yesterday. This is another opportunity to express myself more, to become a better person. So, Ma'am Ivy, when I hear these 4 words, what comes to mind is a new beginning, is a newness. That's what comes to mind for me.
Yes, yes. Amen, amen. I love it. I love it. I love it. A new beginning. Jesus. Yes. So God is waiting on you to expose it and begin your new beginning, a new journey in life. I restored you, the you that you were meant to be. All right, in spite of the circumstances. And I love it how you said the circumstances that we have experienced in life are used to refine us, to shape and mold us into God's image, into who He wants us to be.
Yes.
And there are people waiting on you to hear your story. What is next for you? Do you have anything next on the horizon? Any projects in the works?
Yes. I feel like screaming when you ask this question. Well, I'm writing a book. That's what's next for me. I'm writing a book. And Mom Ivy, I must, in fact, I feel like giving you a hug right now because now I'm on this journey. I've come to realize what it's meant for you to write that book. It's a whole new experience entirely. Just sitting down in front of the camera to tell your story, to talk about what you've been through is different from writing it down.
Yes.
It's more like I keep discovering myself every day as I write my book. So that's what is next for me. And I'm really excited because my book will be out soon. I'm really excited every day as I write. It's a whole new me that I come to experience.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Wow. Renewed hope, renewed strength as you are penning your story. I can't wait to get a copy of your book. Now that you're going to be writing your book,
thank you.
I always tell people that when you're getting ready to write your book, you must be healed first, because you don't want to bleed over your readers. You don't want to trigger your readers. How does one know that they are healed before they write their book?
Okay. For me, it's clarity. I will just explain that in one word: clarity. Because usually when people are going through abuse, they are so overwhelmed by the experience. Their mind is so clogged up by pain. All right. And it's difficult to see clearly. It's difficult to even have a glimpse of the future. It's difficult to even think of doing anything that is worthwhile, because at that point, the way the human mechanism was put together by God, when the body is going through pain, everything, you just realize that everything that's going on in the mind is concentrated at healing or going through the healing process.
Mm.
For example, for someone who, okay, my baby is 6 months old. When I had my baby through CS, now after giving birth to my baby, I realized that everything about me was just focused at healing.
Mm.
I wasn't thinking about going out there to continue my show or running off to work or doing anything. All right. I wasn't thinking about going forward. What I was concentrated on was healing, having the injury healed, having my life back, being able to move around like I would usually. All right. So that's the same thing. When people are going through abuse, their mind is clogged up. All right. So it's difficult to see. But one way to know that you are already, you begin to, you have this clarity of purpose. You begin to see people for who they are, all right? You look at the person who is abusing you and you can see that this person is abusive.
Mm.
You look at a person who is manipulating you, you can see clearly that this person is a manipulator. Then you are on the journey to heal. That's just the word. That's one way to know you're healing.
Yes, yes, yes. And also, I would like to add to that, when you are writing your story, you will feel no pain with it. You will be free from it.
Yes.
You are healed to write
Yes.
your story. Amen. Amen. How can the viewers get in touch with you if they want to get in touch with you?
Well, the viewers can reach me on social media platforms at Simply Aneti, all right? Simply Aneti, SYMPLY. Aneti is spelled ANIETIE. All right, so you can reach me on Facebook via Simply Aneti, and then on Instagram and YouTube at My Good Show.
Amen. Amen. Well, Aneti, I thank you so much for being here with us on today and sharing your story. God bless you in all of your endeavors. And to my viewers, always remember, you can become a new you, but you must do the work. God bless you and have an awesome day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.